Hello, I'm Twisha and I'm from Shrishti Institute of Art, Design and Technology.
Udit Narayan Mal from School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. I am from Gorakhpur.
Hi, I'm Gurleen and I'm from SPA Delhi.
Hi guys, this is David Freddy Paul from the Institute of Architecture and Planning, Nirma University.
Tales beyond the dashboard. Views and opinions expressed in the podcast are purely individual and do not represent that of the colleges that are a part of it.
Hello and welcome back to our podcast. This is the podcast The Struggle is Real, and we talk about the college issues that we can all collectively relate to. So right now everyone's at home and I'm sure everybody's missing like the hostel life and our college lives. So today we're going to talk about student housing and the problems that come with it. So let's start. So personally, I live in a PG which is only students from my college, so it's almost like a hostel. And like there aren't so many curfews and the rules aren't that strict, but otherwise it's pretty much like a hostel. So what about you guys?
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. So I have a lot of friends who also stay in PGs around Nirma. So I go to Nirma, and like my friend and I have gotten a place of our own. Like we have an apartment because we were first in hostels and PGs ourselves, but then because the rules got a little bit too much, and it started choking us with like all sorts of curfews and things like that. So we had to shift from that, and we got a place of our own, and we set base. So we have everything back at our apartment, which makes things a lot more easier. It's pretty close to Nirma, so you just have to catch a rig, and you'd be at Nirma in like about 5 minutes, 3 minutes tops. And yeah, so it's pretty chill. But like getting that one place was a huge struggle, and I think we'll talk about that soon. What about the rest of you? What do you guys? Where you guys staying, and what's the scene?
So, when I started college, so I was staying in a PG, which was around 4 kilometers from the college. But then all that food I was getting there, so I had to shift to the hostel. So I shifted to the hostel in around 3 months. So from then on till the last year of my college, I was staying in the hostel only. And the hostel is in campus itself, so it took me around just 2 minutes to get to the classroom. So it was pretty convenient.
For Gurleen, the hostel is in the campus, but for me, like the boys' hostel is 10 kilometers away from the college. So like we took about 30 minutes from the hostel to the college. So every morning we wake up at 8:30 and like just rush to the gate and take the auto and go to the college.
Oh wait, like so how long does it take from your hostel to the college? I mean, they really kept the boys out of this one. 10 kilometers, and how long does it take for you guys to reach?
30 minutes.
Oh God! So every day has to start like half an hour like ahead, just so that you can make it on time.
Yeah.
And you guys have a campus, right? We don't have a campus in Yelahanka where we live, so our PGs are still 3 to 5 minutes away, like just walking distance.
No, like the college campus is very small, so like they have accommodated only the girls' hostel, and we have like two girls' hostel. One is in the college campus, and one boy hostel and one girl hostel are at like 10 kilometers away.
Oh, wow.
So Gurleen lives in the college one, the girls' hostel in the college.
So is it strict, like when you come back from, like if your hostel is in your college, about like curfews and stuff? Are they strict?
No, SPA Delhi, I think, is the most liberal college out there. So we do have these curfews listed down in the hostel rules, but these are seldom followed. Um, so yeah, that's the case. So we had all this freedom to move in and out anytime we wanted.
Oh, that sounds so like so not relatable at all. And like so cool, like living right next to your campus. But like, so what are the other privileges of like staying right there other than like rolling out of your bed and being in class?
Other privileges, I would say, as the list says, that other colleges checks for substances and stuff, but um, we were supposed to fill out a form that we won't be using any booze and stuff, but we had access to all of these and nobody checked us. And talking about other things, we had the liberty to have our own utensils, cooking utensils. We had the liberty to have our own coolers. We even had a cooler service in the hostel, which was only available during the summers, as the Delhi summers get very hot.
And in the winters, like we used to install heaters in our room, like heaters or blowers. Like the temperature is very low in Delhi in the winters, like it's about 5 to 6 degrees.
Yeah, I should say, if you want to get a gist of how SPA Delhi's hostel life is, you should go and watch that movie in which Annie gives it those ones, directed by Arundhati Roy, in which also she has acted.
Oh, are we in for a rude awakening? I mean, like, what?
But yeah, sometimes it did happen that we weren't allowed to move out at a certain time. Sometimes, all over the 4 years, some situations happened that we did have a curfew, but otherwise everything was quite liberal.
That's cool. I think it was like similar for us. So we have PGs, and there are like 4 PGs by 4 different people handling it. So like it depends on the person who's handling the PG. So some PGs are more relaxed than the others, but kind of a similar situation to yours.
That's, I mean, like, just hearing how things were like pretty easy for you guys to settle in and like fall in place reminds me of how things started when I first joined. So at Nirma. And in the beginning, I was at a PG. I did that for about 6 months. And before that, I had my own place where I was sharing it with strangers. And yeah, that was an experience in itself. And after all of that, like my friends and I, so, after your first, you sort of decide to, get along with your friends and, get your own place and things like that. So I had it all planned out, but then Ahmedabad happened. So
That's a big one.
yeah, and so like I'd already decided that we're going to get our own place next, close to university in the society, and friends would come over, we'd work together, and we'll blast music inside our house, and we'll enjoy, and we'll crash at each other's places and things like that. But then it was not half as easy as as we thought it would be, because we found the place. Okay, the places looked absolutely good, but then we were bachelors. Yeah, so you get the stares, you get the looks, you get like all sorts of judgmental like attitude coming along with it. And the first thing that strikes their mind when they see a bunch of bachelors trying to move in is just like, oh my god, these people are going to destroy our society. So everything that they hold dear and sacred is going to be destroyed by these people only because of their marital status. Okay. and they're so judgmental, and they're like constantly telling us about all these, so everything, every story of every bachelor that has ever lived in the society comes up in these meets with us about like when they're trying to decide whether they should let us in. And they tell us about how they caught people drinking, and how bachelors throw beer bottles out the windows, and they're leaving cigarette butts everywhere and whatnot. Okay, and so it's just super difficult walking around with that sort of stamp against your face that you're a bachelor. And so it was absolutely difficult for us to finally get a place. And then once we got our place, there were so many restrictions, like you're not allowed to bring anyone over, you're not allowed to do anything, you're supposed to be back home on time and things like that. We don't want you roaming around the society.
In your apartment?
In our own apartment, exactly. We're paying.
Oh my
we're
god.
paying them, okay, and we're just like any other tenant out there, except we're bachelors, right? So now you have like there's a separate set of rules that we had to sign off on that we're going to follow. And so yeah, so we thought we escaped the hostels, but guess what? The society turned into a hostel.
So do you guys like actually follow the rules, or are they like more lenient now that you've settled in?
So obviously these rules are set up by the senior most people in the society, right? So, and they're not going to be the ones watching all of the time. So we just had to like form good relationship with the guards who were supposed to enforce these said laws, okay, on us. But then the guards were like pretty chill too. You just had to like when you're coming back, grab a little food for them too, and you play your cards right, and then and everything falls in place. So, but yeah, we've gotten into some like dicey situations sometimes, but nothing really bad has ever happened. So long as you keep everything like within the flat, and like just be really smart with it, I think everything should be fine. So we routed most of our movement through the basement. Okay, so whenever people used to come over and things like that, we'd have them get into cars and use the basement parking and then come up. Like no one ever enters through the main gates, everyone always enters through the basement.
Shady.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know that's how we had to do it so that we could get people in. Yeah, so Ahmedabad has its own way with things.
Yeah, so like for people to get apartments where we stay, like there are actual stories, like proper reasonable stories, like why they're so cautious of people from our college, because people have peed on cars and grown a certain plant on the terrace. So
Yes, of course. We have a reputation that precedes us. I don't know, like everywhere bachelors come, it's just like it's like we're part of one committee, and they hold all of us responsible for like each other's actions. Crazy.
yeah. Do you, Udit and Gurleen, like do you guys have an option of getting an apartment?
No, like the hostel life was so chilled out and no restrictions, so like we didn't thought of getting an apartment. Like the only one thing that's not good about the hostel is the distance from the campus, and it takes a like lot of time to get to the college.
Yeah.
But
So
like
yeah, but the case with our hostel is that not everybody gets the hostel. That's the case with other colleges in Delhi as well.
Oh.
So the top performing students, like the top 5 of the class, would get the hostel, the others won't get it. So yeah, the others always have an option of sharing a room with the ones who are staying in the hostel, or getting an apartment in some other area.
So how many people do you guys share a room with?
Like 2 or 3 people.
2 to 3 people, yeah. There are rooms made for 2 people and for 3 people. So in a 3 people in a 3 people room, sometimes 4 people also live, and in a 2 people room, sometimes 3 people also live.
So in the first year, like we stay 3 to 4 people in one room, but from the second year we get like individual room, 1 room per person. So like we accommodate our friends who didn't get the hostel, like 2 to 3 people, and we stay there.
What about you, David?
I know this sounds really crazy with all this like privilege giving you like the right to choose who you want to stay with and stuff like that. It seems like a lot of power play there, but yeah, pretty cool. And it's nice that you guys didn't ever feel the need to move out. That's really cool. So you're really in place with the hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to drop in some information that the extra people living in the room are generally the ones who are living illegally, or I should say they're undocumented in the hostel records. So yeah, the hostel authorities seldom mind it, so it's pretty easy for someone to sneak into the hostel anytime with all their stuff and all. But yeah, it sometimes gets very packed up, and people don't get their own space. So that's the only issue.
Guys, what about like food and stuff? Because you guys are staying in a hostel, so what's the food scene like? And
A lot of stories.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, where do we start?
With breakfast.
Oh. Okay, I'll just go to the worst part, because yeah. We once found cockroaches like embedded in the uttapams,
Oh God. Oh no.
and for that week, like specifically for that week, there was a new insect in somebody's food every day.
What?
Yeah, and we have like a group, so everybody was like sharing images, like, oh, today I got a cockroach. Oh, today I got this insect in my food.
Oh God. What a mess.
That's like, get 5 and you don't get anything. It just gets, it's just bad.
Oh
Like
God.
this happens with us also. Like in the hostel, like every few weeks we get like an insect in the food. So everybody is sharing the picture on the hostel group or the Facebook page. Like we got like some insect in, like some worm or cockroaches in the food.
Oh God! Like, so what does this? After this happens, what follows immediately after this? I mean, is there a lot of aggression, or have you guys like become complacent about it, just accepted it? Like, this is the life. We are going to have to eat the insects, and that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, like for 1 to 2 days, like we had some aggression with authorities. Like we want to change the hostel tender, like we want new mess and we want inspection and proper killing of the mess. But this doesn't happen. So like the same thing it repeats after a few weeks.
Yeah, like I think they took strict action. They said like we're going to clean the kitchen again and be more careful. But I think after this, I think COVID happened, so we all left. So we never found out.
You never know, like, got to know how strict the action really was.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. Like for me and my friends, so the two of us, we go to college and we have the breakfast directly at canteen. And, maybe sometimes we have like milk or something like that at our place. But other than that, our kitchen's not really like set up or stored. It's just like empty. It's just water there. And so we mostly go out for our food. And we have breakfast at college. Even lunch is usually at college. And for dinner, so there's this particular friend of ours who's in the same society. So we all of us come to her place and have dinner. So she gets someone to come cook the dinner at her place, and all of us come together for dinner at her place. So it's sort of like a unofficial mess of sorts. And then all
That
of us
sounds so sweet. Like everybody coming together for dinner at the end
exactly.
of the
So
day.
then
Like in the hostel on Saturday, like we don't get food on Saturday, like for dinner. So like on Saturday dinner is also we go out like in the restaurant or we cook in the hostel, like in our rooms. Like some senior has inductions, so like we cook chicken or anything like anyone wants. They can cook or they can make tea there. Many of our seniors have set up like mini kitchens in their balconies. Almost all of the rooms in our hostel, like it's a balcony, so like they set up their kitchen there.
yeah, that's nice. So then even like it really helps with your assignments as well, right? At night when
Something really similar was happening with me also. So while I was in third year, I was like really disgusted the hell out of what food we were getting in the mess. So I went home, brought some kitchen appliances along with an induction and some utensils. So we had a supple outlet just next to our college. I I used to get vegetables, milk, and other things from there, and we cooked everything from like paneer tikka to rajma chawal, and there was a feast happening every other day in my room.
wow, you set
Really
up like a
enjoyed it.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Do you guys get non-veg food in your like from your hostel?
Yeah, like we
yeah, we
get
do get.
three days a week,
Oh, same. Yeah.
like on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, same. Oh my god, we get the same days. That's weird.
So cool that you guys can like talk about non-veg so freely. And so I'm
Oh
the
yeah,
bad-
sorry.
You guys, you privileged kids. Okay, so the thing with non-veg is again a very dicey situation in our society. So some of the societies, even like some of the apartment owners, have you sign off that you're not even going to get non-veg into the apartment. So things get pretty serious in these societies. And Nirma has a strict no non-veg in the on campus rule. Okay, so you can't carry non-veg.
We visited Nirma last in 2019, I think, for the NOS plan. No, for 2018 NOS plan. Like we came there, so yeah, the food was all vegetarian and Jan food also, like they used to give us.
Did you like it, Udit? You can be honest.
Yeah, the food was good.
Okay.
Wow.
The food provided was
Yeah, we were
it was
even
good.
surprised to see a Jan section.
Yeah, things are like that back in Ahmedabad.
David, do you have like a subscription-based thing, or do you have to buy it like every day?
With like our groceries and stuff like that.
No, like your lunches.
Okay, so with at the no, we it's all like at that particular point of time, it's all a la carte. So we go what you want, you get, and you have it. And the thing is that you can work something out with a mess, and you can actually have your lunches there. But then I don't know, we get tired of the lunch that's served at our at the canteen, and we have multiple canteens. So the 3 canteens within the campus. One of them is K Canteen, the largest one, and that's the one where actually Gulleen and Udit probably had their lunch, like all of their meals when they came over to Nirma. And the other sort of canteens that we have are the law canteen, and the pharmacy canteen. And so we keep switching between the different canteens for our meals, and it's really nice. So I think we enjoy that, the fact that we can go to a different canteen every day and decide what we want to have, what vegetarian food we want to have.
Could you add that? Yeah, I mean, if we want like a different variety, we can buy from the canteen, but like we also steal from other PGs because they all come together at the same time, like for the mess. So depending on what's the best, like you see the 4 PGs, you scan like what's the best food,
And you're
and then
like,
you scam
attack.
it. Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I guess I know the housing scene, has its own, the good and the bad, I guess. And sometimes, you're looking for something, and like in my case, we were just looking for absolute freedom, and so we were running away from our hostels. Little do we know that the hostel life's going to follow us and haunt us. So yeah, so for if I have to like drop some like tips for people who are coming over to Ahmedabad, Nirma, or like any of the colleges here, I guess just embrace the fact that the community is going to be like that, the society is going to be like that, and you already have a reputation which precedes you in terms of what bachelors are like. But live around it, make friends with the guards, make friends with all the people, be extra sweet to them, and yeah, and you'll survive. You'll definitely make it. I mean, I'm making it, so you're definitely going to make it.
Yeah, and for anybody coming to Srishti, or probably any other hostel, I guess, learn to make your own food, like at least one thing. So
Yes,
you can
that
always
would be
have some,
convenient.
yeah, right? You can always fall back to something if you find cockroaches in your food.
Exactly. And Maggie doesn't count.
Yeah, Maggie doesn't count. That's extra, like a bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah, for anybody coming to SPA Delhi, I would say control your anger in the situations when your freedom is being, taken away from you, because the day when you enter in the hostel or the college, you get this sort of freedom you haven't got any time in your life. So whenever the hostel authorities try to snatch away that freedom from you because the situation has sort of become frustrating or dicey, please try to stay calm. Yeah, that's what I would like to say for anybody who's coming to SPA Delhi. Otherwise, everything is fine over here. You'll get the most amazing hostel life over here.
So when I came in first year in the hostel, so like the life, like there was like a freedom for everyone. Like there was like it was the freedom that I haven't enjoyed in my life, which I was getting in the hostel. Like you can come at any time, you can go at any time, you can call your friends in the hostel. Like they can stay in your rooms. Like the people who are not in the hostel, people from outside, they can also stay in your rooms.
Damn, this
And no one
sounds like
will
a dream,
keep check
dude.
on you.
Yeah.
And we also get like in like DJ nights, like 2 in a month, like on the Fridays, like in the hostel only.
Well, these
So
are like
there is
licensed
always
parties, basically.
That's wild, yeah.
by the hostel. So like we get DJ to dance in the hostel campus only. And we also like celebrate each and every festival in the hostel. Like on Saturdays, like we celebrate Eid, Diwali, Dashahara, Pongal, Onam, and Lohri, and Bengali New Year, Telugu New Year. We celebrate everything.
Dude, this sounds so good.
Like
Oh,
Ganesh
we're coming
Chaturthi
over,
also.
dude. We're coming
Yeah,
over.
man. Just for the hostel.
Yeah. So I guess everyone has these sort of apprehensions before getting into this life, and I think like Udit said, because he was I think he was probably in his house, and then when he came to hostel, it's just this newfound freedom that comes with it. But then a lot of people have this image in their mind that, oh god, hostel is going to be so restricting and you're not going to have a lot to do. But I think just take it, embrace it when it comes at you, and you'll whatever it is, you'll make through it. And yeah, like Trisha said, like learn to cook something, and learn to take up responsibilities. I guess take care of yourself, and like Gulleen said, watch out, with your anger and stuff like that. Especially when things are not going the way you want it to go, be a little patient. Hold on, and things will fall in place. And maybe if you don't, sometimes it's better not to react. And yeah, and things should get fixed no matter what. And whatever it is, you got this, guys. And so
Don't grow plants.
Yes.
Please.
Or even if you're growing them, just be careful. That's all.
Yeah, be careful.
Do what you want to do. Okay, guys, nice talking to you all. This is fun. And wow.
Yes. Bye.
Take care, guys.